All right, Bulldogs, the day you've been waiting for is finally here. One School, One Book 2023. You have seen all the clues. You have been talking about it with your friends. You've been telling me your guesses. Some of you are right. I'll let you know that. And we are going to announce the book in just a minute. But first, let's talk about what is One School, One Book. One School, One Book is like an all-school book club. Everyone in the school is going to be reading the same book together at the same time. So you and all of your classmates and your teachers will be on the same page at the same time. Now, how does that work? Every family gets their own copy of the book. At home, Monday through Saturday, there will be 1 or 2 chapters to read with your family. And if you want to, once a week, there are family activities. And there's also discussion questions, so you can keep up with the story and talk about the story with your family. At school, you might have fun activities going on in the classrooms. We'll have trivia twice a week. And we're going to have a virtual author visit with the author of our One School, One Book. That's right, we are going to get to meet our One School, One Book 2023 author on a Zoom call. How cool is that? All right, now let's get to it. First, we need to review those clues. Clue number 1 was a pixie. Clue number 2 was a hello, my name is name tag. Clue number 3 was some straw. Clue number 4 was some gold. Now, if those last 2 didn't give it away, I have a bonus clue for you today. My bonus clue is this red cape that a character that you all know of wears. Do you know who it is? That's right, it's Red Riding Hood. Can you guess it now? All right, let's reveal the book. Drum roll, please. One School, One Book 2023 is Rump, the true story of Rumpelstiltskin by Liesl Shortliff. Let's learn about the book. In a magical kingdom where your name is your destiny, 12-year-old Rump is the butt of everyone's joke. But when he finds an old spinning wheel, his luck seems to change. Rump discovers he has a gift for spinning straw into gold, as much gold as he wants. His best friend, Red, as in Red Riding Hood, warns him that magic is dangerous, and she's right. With each thread he spins, he weaves himself deeper into a curse. To break the spell, Rump must go on a perilous quest, fighting off pixies, trolls, poison apples, and a wickedly foolish queen. The odds are against him, but with courage and friendship and cheeky sense of humor, he might just triumph in the end. Are you excited? Because I am so excited. This book is amazing. I know that you will all love it. Before we get to reading the first chapter together in just a moment, I want to let you know that today, Red Riding Hood, will be coming around to all of your classrooms to drop off your copy of Rump and your packet. Inside of your packet is going to be the calendar that tells you what chapters to read what night. It'll have all the fun family activities and discussion questions that you can do at home too. Now, every family gets a copy of the book. So if you have an older brother or sister that also goes to Briar Glen, the oldest brother or sister at Briar Glen will be the one who gets the book. So don't worry if you are a younger sibling and you don't go home with the book today. I promise your older sibling will bring it home. Oh, and one more thing. On the Briar Glen LMC homepage, there are also a ton of fun activities for you and your family to do. You can even click to see each chapter read aloud. So if you don't have someone to read aloud to you, you can just go to the Briar Glen LMC homepage and listen to the read alouds. It might even be a different surprise reader every few nights. So without further ado, we'll read chapter 1 together, and at home tonight, you can read chapter 2 with your family. Chapter 1, Your Name is Your Destiny. My mother named me after a cow's rear end. It's the favorite village joke, and probably the only one, but it's not really true. At least I don't think it's true, and neither does Gran. Really, my mother had another name for me, a wonderful name, but no one ever heard it. They only heard the first part. The worst part. Mother had been very ill when I was born. Gran said she was fevered and coughing, and I came before I was supposed to. Still, my mother held me close and whispered my name in my ear. No one heard it but me. His name? Gran asked. Tell me his name. His name is Rump. Gran gave Mother something warm to drink and pried me from her arms. Tell me his name, Anna, all of it. But Mother never did. She took a breath and then let out all the air and didn't take any more in, ever. Gran said that I cried then, but I never hear that in my imagination. All I hear is silence, not a move or a breath. The fire doesn't crack, and even the pixies are still. Finally, Gran holds me up and says, "Rump! His name is Rump!" The next morning, the village bell chimed, and gnomes ran over the mountain crying, "Rump! Rump! Rump! The new boy's name is Rump!" My name couldn't be changed or taken back, because in the kingdom, your name isn't just what people call you. Your name is full of meaning and power. Your name is your destiny. My destiny really stinks. I stopped growing when I was 8. I was small to begin with. The midwife, Gertrude, says I'm small because I only had the milk of a weak goat instead of a strong mother. But I know that it's really because of my name. You can't grow all the way if you don't have a whole name. I tried not to think about my destiny too much, but on my birthday I always did. On my 12th birthday, I thought of nothing else. I sat in the mine, swirling mud in the pan, searching for gold. We needed gold, 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 but all I saw was mud, mud, mud. The pickaxes beat out a rhythm that rang all over the mountain. It filled the air with thumps and bumps. In my head, the mountain was chanting, thump, 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 bump, 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 rump, rump, rump. At least it was a good rhyme. Thump, 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 bump, 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 rump, rump, rump. But! Hey, but! I groaned as Frederick and his brother Bruno approached me with menacing grins on their faces. Frederick and Bruno were the miller's sons. They were close to my age, but so big, twice my size and ugly as trolls. "Happy birthday, Butt! We have a present just for you." Frederick threw a clod of dirt at me. My stubby hands tried to block it, but it smashed right in my face and I gagged at the smell. The clod of dirt was not dirt. "Now that's a worthy gift of your name," said Bruno. Other children howled with laughter. "Leave him alone," said a girl named Red. She glared at Frederick and Bruno, holding her shovel over her shoulder like a weapon. The other children stopped laughing. "Oh," said Frederick, "do you love Butt?" "That's not his name," growled Red. "Then what is it? Why doesn't he tell us?" "Rump," I said without thinking. "My name is Rump." They burst out laughing. I had done just what they wanted. "But that's not my real name," I said desperately. "Isn't it?" said Frederick. "What do you think his real name is?" asked Bruno. Frederick pretended to think very hard. "Something unusual, something special. Cow Rump." "Baby Rump," said Bruno. "Rump roast." Everyone laughed. Frederick and Bruno fell over with each other, holding their stomachs while tears streamed down their faces. They rolled in the dirt and squealed like pigs. For just a moment, I envied them. They looked like they were having such fun, rolling in the dirt and laughing. Why couldn't I do that? Why couldn't I join them? Then I remembered why they were laughing. Red swung her shovel down hard so it struck the ground right between the boys' heads. Frederick and Bruno stopped laughing. "Go away," she said. Bruno swallowed, staring cross-eyed at the shovel that was just inches from his nose. Frederick stood and grinned at Red. "Sure, you two want to be alone." The brothers walked away, snortling and falling all over each other. I could feel Red looking at me, but I stared down at my pan. I picked out some of Frederick and Bruno's present. I did not want to look at Red. "You'd better find some gold today, Rump," said Red. I glared at her. "I know, I'm not stupid." She raised her eyebrows. Some people did think I was stupid because of my name, and sometimes I thought they were probably right. Maybe if you have only half a name, you only have half a brain. I kept my eyes on my pan of mud, hoping Red would go away, but she stood over me with her shovel, like she was inspecting me. "The rations are tightening," said Red. "The king—" "I know, Red." Red glared at me. "Fine, then good luck to you." She stomped off, and I felt worse than when Frederick and Bruno threw poop in my face. Red wasn't my friend exactly, but she was the closest I had to a friend. She never made fun of me. Sometimes she stood up for me, and I understood why. Her name wasn't all that great either. Just as people laugh at a name like Rump, they fear a name like Red. Red is not a name, it's a color, An evil color. What kind of destiny does that bring? I swirled mud in my pan, searching for a glimmer. Our village lives off the mountain's gold, what little there is to find. The royal tax collector gathers it and takes it to the king, King Barf. If King Barf is pleased with our gold, he sends us extra food for rations. If he's not pleased, we are extra hungry. King Barf isn't actually named King Barf. His real name is King Bartholomew Archibald Reginald Fife. A fine kingly name, a name with a great destiny, of course, but I don't care how handsome or powerful that name makes you. It's a mouthful, so for short, I call him King Barf, though I'd never say it out loud. A pixie flew in my face, a blur of pink hair and translucent wings. I held still as she landed on my arm and explored. I tried to gently shake her off, but she only fluttered her wings and continued her search. She was looking for gold, just like me. Pixies are obsessed with gold. Once, they had been very helpful in the mines, and since they can sense large veins of gold from a mile away and deep in the earth. Whenever a swarm of pixies would hover around a particular spot of rock, the miners knew precisely where they should dig. But there wasn't much gold in the mountain for many years. We only find small pebbles and specks. The pixies don't dance and chirp the way they used to. Now they're just pests. Pesky thieves trying to steal what little gold we find. And they'll bite you to get it. Pixies are no bigger than a finger, and they look sweet and delicate and harmless with their sparkly wings and colorful hair, but their bites hurt worse than bee stings, and a squirrel bite. But their bites hurt worse than bee stings and squirrel bites and poison ivy combined, and I've had them all. The pixie on my arm finally decided I had no gold and flew away. I scooped more mud from the sluice and swirled it around my pan. No gold, only mud, mud, mud. Thump, 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 bump, 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 rump, rump, rump. I didn't find any gold. We worked until the sun was low and a gnome came running through the mines shouting, "The day is done! The day is done!" in a voice so bright and cheery I had the urge to kick the gnome and send it flying down the mountain. But I was relieved. Now I could go home, and maybe Gran had cooked a chicken. Maybe she would tell me a story that would help me stop thinking about my birth and name and destiny. I set my tools aside and walked down the mountain through the village. Red walked alone too, a little ahead of me. The rest of the villagers traveled in clusters, some children together, others with their parents. Some carried leather purses full of gold. Those who found good amounts of gold got extra rations. If they found a great deal, they could keep some to trade in the markets. I never found enough gold even for extra rations. Pixies fluttered in front of my face and chirped in my ears, and I swatted at them. If only the pixies would show me a mound of gold in the earth, then maybe it wouldn't matter that I was small. If I found lots of gold, then maybe no one would laugh at me or make fun of my name. Gold would make me worth something. All right, that's the end of chapter 1. I will be around to deliver your packets and your books today. If you don't see me, remember it went to your older brother or sister. And tonight, chapter 2, you can find Mr. Dubinsky reading it aloud on the Briar Glen LMC homepage, or you can read it with your families. Have a great day.